Hello students, welcome to class today. We are going to be looking at a very good question under statistics. We are going to be calculating standard deviation. Then we'll calculate coefficient of standard deviation and coefficient of variance. So let's start. Solution now. Now, if you check the question, we are asked, the first thing is to find we should find the mean, okay, using assumed mean of 32. So that is what I'm going to start with. Okay, on the screen you can see the class intervals there. Now the class intervals are gotten from the scores. That is where we got our class interval. Then we have the frequencies. We have 6, we have 18, we have 20, we have 11, and 5. Now, don't forget, the instruction is that we are going to use an assumed mean of 32 to find the mean. Now, we need to know the formula for finding mean using assumed mean. Now, mean is equals to A, standing for assumed mean, then plus summation FD all over summation F. Now, the mean, which is represented by X bar, so let's take note of that. That is the mean. Then A is the assumed mean. Now, I think we know that F stands for frequency, but you see this D, that is something new. D is deviation, okay, and the formula, or D, represents X minus A. Now this is where we have an issue. What is this X? Now X is known as the mid value, okay, and how do we calculate X? We sum the upper and lower class limit of the individual class interval, then divide by 2. What I mean is, for the first class interval 20 to 24, we are going to have the X there is 20 plus 24 all over 2, and to give us 44 divided by 2, which is equals to 22. So that is what we are going to do to fill in this. So this place is 22. Now when we do the second, we are going to have 27. Now you see, if it is having equal width, you can as well be adding the width. If you check, the width here is 5. How do I get the 5? You see, I will subtract these two. 25 minus 5, you see it is the same all through, okay? So that is how to get the class width. So you keep adding it. You see 27 plus 5 gives us 32. Then we have 37 and we have 42. So you see, I've now filled in this place. Now, after getting this, the next thing we have to do is to find our deviation, which is D. Now, remember, this is how we find our deviation. So it's going to be X minus the assumed mean. And we know that the assumed mean given to us is 32 from the question. So we start, you see, we have 22 minus 32. What we are going to have is minus 10. Okay, the same way you can keep adding the class width here now, so that you can get the whole numbers there, or data there. So this is going to be minus 5, then minus 5 plus, of course, 5, you get 0, and this is 5, and this is 10. So we've gotten our D. Now remember, it's summation FD. So we need to get the column for FD. So FD. Now what we need to do, FD means F times D, that is what is in column of F times what is in the column of D. So 6 times minus 10 is minus 60. Then we have minus 90. Of course, 18 times minus 5. Then here it remains 0, because 20 times 0. Then we have 55 and we have 50. So we've gotten that. Now we are going to sum it now, because we need summation Fx and summation F. So in this place we have summation F. Now, when we sum f, what we are going to get here is 60. That is summation f. When we add the column for fd, what we are going to get is minus 45. So we've gotten that part. Guys, I want you to remember that we said the mean, which is x bar, is equals to summation f is equals to a plus summation fd all over summation f. Now, we have our assuming to be 32, that is a, plus our summation fd, which is minus 45, then all over our summation f, which is 60. Now, using calculator, our mean will become 32 plus into minus 0.75. Now, our mean becomes 32 minus 0.75. So, our answer becomes 31.25. So, that is our mean. Then we move quickly to get our standard deviation. Now, the formula we are going to use this time around to find our standard deviation, SD, is equals to summation, okay, we have summation fd squared all over summation f, then minus summation fd all over summation f. But in this case, it is all squared. Now, don't forget this is square root we are talking about, all right? So this is what we are going to use. Now, from this formula, you could see that we actually need a column for d squared and fd squared. So I need two more columns. So I'm going to add two more columns to this table. Therefore, if you check the screen, the columns are ready. So I'm going to have d squared, then I have fd squared. Now, let me fill this. Now, d squared is squaring d. Now, minus 10 squared is going to give us 100. Then I have 25 here. Then, of course, 0 squared is 0. 5 squared is 25. Then the last I have 100. Now, the next thing I need to do is to multiply f and d squared to give me whatever is supposed to be in this column. So you could see 6 times 100 gives me 600. Then I have 18 times 25 gives me 450. All right. Then, of course, this is 0. Then I have 275. Then the last 5 times 100 gives me 500. Now, on summing this, because I need it, right? I need it. On summing this, I'm going to have, now using my calculator, on summing this, I'm going to have 1,825. Now, since I have this, I'll go quickly to my formula and substitute to get my answer. So let me move to the formula. Now, standard deviation, SD, I'm using SD for standard deviation, is equals to all root of, all right. Now, I need summation fd squared. I just found it now, which is equals to 1825. So I have 1825 all over summation f, which is 60. Then minus summation fd, which is minus 45. I've calculated it already. Then all over 60. But in this case, this is all squared. Now, SD, if you actually work whatever we have inside the root, this is what we are going to have. 1825 all over 60. Then minus, once I work out this square, I'm going to have 2025 all over 3,600. Now, going further, using my calculator, SD will be equals to 30.4167 approximately to 4 decimal places minus I have 0. 5625. Now working this further, SD will be equals to the square root of 29.8542. So my SD finally will be 5.4612. Now leaving it to 2 decimal places, it becomes 5.46. So this is my standard deviation. Now, but quickly, you see, not just that, we are to calculate the coefficient of standard deviation and the coefficient of variance. But you see, these are very simple things to get. All right, so let's go to the B part of the question. Now, calculating coefficient of standard deviation. Now, we need to know the formula for coefficient, okay, of SD. And the formula is SD all over the mean, okay, the calculated mean. Now if you don't forget, my SD is 5.4612, then my calculated mean upward there, look at it, I've calculated it as 31.25, so I'm going to have 31.25. Now doing this, my answer will be 0.1750. So it is approximately 0.18. Okay, let me put it to 2 decimal places. Then the other one is to find coefficient of variance. Now coefficient of variance is actually coefficient of standard deviation times 100%. So it is actually SD all over all over X, that is mean, times 100%. Now using the raw value of 0.1750 times 100%. So this will give us 17.5%. All right, or approximately you can say it is 18%. So this is how actually to work out standard deviation using this formula in red ink. All right, it is actually simple and easy. So I encourage you to keep watching my videos. I have very good videos on actually solving mathematical questions, and just stay glued and make sure you subscribe. Thank you.